that means?
Yeah.
It's like it's not really a secret, but it's something I don't tell many people. But I think that,
We can keep it a secret.
yeah, and I care about you guys. Mrs. Murphy, she has told me many, many, many times how much she cares about you, and I get why she does, because we got quite a special group here. I'm going to tell you, when I was in 3rd grade, I know you're in 2nd grade, I still remember when I was in 3rd grade, I wasn't a really good reader, and I remember my teacher, her name was Mrs. Helgeson, and she tried to convince me how important it was to read, and I just, I didn't like it, and now I know why I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I wasn't as good at it as other people. Let's just say this. See this right here? Pretend this is the top reader in my grade, okay? Right here?
Right here.
Now, now watch me. No, put your hand up. I'm talking. The best reader's right here, and the least best reader's right here. I was probably right here. See how far down I was? I wasn't a very good reader. So I went through my whole 3rd grade not being a very good reader and not really trying my very best. I got to 4th grade, we had a new classmate. He turned into a good buddy of mine. And here's one of the things, he liked to do what I did, like play football, we played tag, we did a lot of things together, climb trees. But he really liked to read. And he was really good at it. And sometimes when we go over to his place, literally, he would talk about some of his books, and he'd show me some books that he had. And I really liked him, and I started to think about reading a little differently. So I tried a little bit harder to be a better reader. And you know what? When I tried harder, I found that I started to just like reading a little more than I used to. By the end of the year, I kind of liked it. When I got to 5th grade, Carson, I really liked reading. And I think back on how important it is, first of all, to choose your friends. If you choose good friends who do good things, you're probably going to become a better person. I don't think I would be as good of a reader or like reading as much as I do if I would not have had that friend. So I now like reading. I read every single day. Now I have a book right here. Carson, put your hand down. See this book right here? It looks like it's kind of small. Might look like, oh, this must be a book for elementary kids. No, not really. My wife is in a book club. She gets together with a bunch of gals her age, and they read a book, and then they get together and they talk about it. So we have a big bookcase, and she has just filled that bookcase, and we even have a couple boxes that we want to give our books away to because we just have that many of them. I came across this book. Now it's a fast read. You can see it. See it? It's a pretty fast read. I started reading it last night, and I thought about Mrs. Murphy's 2nd grade. I'm going to tell you why I thought of you. The very first chapter, it says lesson 1. Oh, the name of the book, Lemonade Lessons for Life. Okay, here's the very first chapter. You think about why I thought about you. Think about this. Here is, no. I haven't even said the title of it yet.
I haven't even thought.
Lesson 1, are you ready? Here's what it is. Lesson 1 says, people don't fail, they quit. Why did I think about Mrs. Murphy's class when I read that title? People don't fail, they quit. Think about that. What do you think it means? No, not because I thought you would quit. What do thinking of. Yes. That NGU, like that never give up. It's like when you want to quit. You know what? I wanted to quit reading when I was in, what grade was I? I was in third grade. I really kind of wanted to quit. And then I met just the right buddy, and he got me liking it a little bit. And I am so glad people don't fail, they quit. See, if you make mistakes, and we all make mistakes when we code, don't we? I love it when I go by someone like Raylan says, oh, I gotta try this. Well, that didn't work. I'm gonna try something different. When I hear you guys saying that, it makes me feel so good for you. So if you're, oh, I gotta tell you one thing though. If I were in front of 500 people, I could talk like this and I don't get nervous. For some reason, I don't get that nervous. When I get in front of people, I still kind of get nervous when I read out loud. So I want to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to read to you. Here it is. This is part of that first chapter. Can I read to you just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. I'm going to share lessons that not only helped you at that particular moment or point in your life, but still can help you today. I'll never forget how. Here it is. Ready? How old are you guys? 7? Okay, listen to this. This is so cool. This is perfect. I'll never forget how, as an 8-year-old boy, I'm reading this, as an 8-year-old boy, I learned a lesson. One that most literally can be called a lemonade lesson for life. Here's the story. Ready? You can't talk now. You gotta listen to this story. On a hot, humid Chicago afternoon in July, some neighborhood kids and I decided to engage or start a little business. It was selling lemonade from a stand at the end of my parents' driveway. It certainly seemed like the type of day because it was hot and we made some great tasting ice cold lemonade. But for whatever reason, people just weren't stopping by on that hot July day. Of course, as kids, patience was pretty short. So after about 1 hour of opening up this lemonade stand, some of my buddies began to leave. One of my buddies said, I guess this was a dumb idea after all. One kid huffed before he walked away from the stand, and one by one, until I was the only one remaining at the curb, left me after 1 hour. I decided to stand my ground. I'm going to stick around. After about 20 minutes or so, still no takers. Had not sold one glass of lemonade. And then after another lengthy amount of time, still no one bought lemonade. It got to be about 3 o'clock. I was just ready to call it quits when the neighborhood mailman walked up to the stand and asked, can I buy a glass of lemonade?
No.
I sold him 1 glass, and it was a hot day, and he said that he was carrying a big bag, and he said, can I get seconds? And of course, yes, I had plenty of ice cold, tasty lemonade left. And then I asked him when he was done with that, would you like thirds? He said, sure. I was selling them for 50 cents a glass. After 3 glasses,
60.
he gave me a $5 bill and said,
60.
keep the change.
Keep the tips.
Yes. So that was a lot of money. Now when the mailman was standing there just ready to leave, guess what happened? Some bikers biked by and they decided to stop. Some pedal bikers. And they all bought some. In addition to the mailman, Other people gave me a little tip. So at the end of the day, I had $15. And my lesson was, and then he says, I was so excited because I was wanting to buy a new toy. And this helped me to buy that new
For
toy.
$15?
It helped to get to that, pay for that new toy.
I feel like it's up to you who writes this book.
Now think about this. He thought, you know what, I bet his buddies went home and said to the mom, when the mom says, I thought you were selling lemonade. And they had quit. And they said, it's no use. We weren't selling anything. They had given up. After how long?
1 hour.
1 hour. He stuck it out. He learned a lesson. See, here's the thing, guys. You are learning lessons right now that are going to help you in your adult life. If you are one of those that quits, guess what's going to happen? When you get a job when you're an adult, when you're older, you're probably going to quit.
That calls retiring.
If you, on the other hand, like with coding, if you just keep trying new things, and it doesn't always
You
work,
get better.
but you get better, and you don't quit. So when you are an adult and things are tough, you're gonna dig in and you're gonna keep trying your very, very best. So I thought of you that I had to share that little story with you guys because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but you know who the two least important people are in this room right now? I mean the ones that are the least important. Me and Mrs. Murphy. You know why? Because we come here for you guys. You guys are the most important reason why we come to school every single day, because we want the best for you, so you guys can learn and become better. And every day you have that opportunity. All right, let's now open up your iPads, and I'm going to ask everybody to look at a couple. There we go.
Mrs. Holmseth.
Everybody needs to
0.
go to lesson 7, everybody. Lesson 7. No exceptions. Lesson 7. Everybody, lesson 7. Yep, and some of you might be further. It doesn't matter. We're just going to take a look at this. Lesson 7. Are you?
Can't tell you no.
What's the number up there? Read them out loud to me.
0.
No. I said Arya.
Arya.
What is it?
0.
Yep.
3, 3, 9, 2, 5. Okay.
Isn't that your name, Arya?
Yep. And the other one over there. Right.
Yes.
They used to wear their exact.
Okay. Hey, Raylan, go back and put that off. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Everybody should go to lesson 4, everybody, lesson 4. No, you were in, weren't you? Okay, here we go. This is lesson 4. Does that say 4? So, I'm sorry, lesson 7, number 4. Lesson 7, number 4. Yes?
Mr. Holmseth, I did it. I know how to do this.
Okay, now, guys, if you are on number 4, one of the biggest things I want you to know and recognize is, we've talked, have we not, about pixels?
Yes.
Can anybody remember from last week? Because if you can, I'm just really stunned that you can remember. Go ahead, what do you think there?
It's one little dot. It's dots Teeny little dots.
Teeny little dots. And if you have 100 of them, they make a what?
A line.
They make a line. Very good. So you have to be certain. Guys, all eyes up here. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Person? All right, all right. Now, how do you know how many pixels to go?
Is it Holmseth that
I asked a question.
100 pixels.
Now, how do you know though?
Well, 9.
Just by looking at it, or do you read it?
Read it.
You read it, or you have it read to you. Remember now, up at the top, it tells you. Check that out. It says 100 pixels, and then it says 90-degree turn. So, do you remember when we talked about this?
Yes.
That's a 90-degree turn. That's 90. If I walked here and I went 90 more, I'd go. If I went 90 more, I'd go. If I went from, oh, here's a tricky question.
Right.
Tricky question. If I went from west to
East.
north, how many degrees would I turn? West to north. How many degrees would that be?
90.
90 is right.
I
Yes.
just said that.
Oh, I didn't hear you. If I went from north to east, how many degrees is that? 90. Okay. So, guys, is there a pattern with this one? I want you to take a look at this right now. Raylan, I don't know if you did this way, so I want you to pay attention to this. Raylan, you've been killing this. I mean, you've been so on top of things. But did you use the repeat key on this one?
Could do that.
Yeah, check this out. How many lines do we have here?
4.
4. How many corners do we have? 4. So if you take a look, we do have a pattern, don't we? We could go just like this. And we have to go forward and turn right
I figured it out.
4 times.
Yep.
So there's your answer for that one.
I can't see.
Carson, you're too good to give up. You're too good to give up. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now, if you take a look at all of these, you're going to find there are some patterns. Check this pattern out. First of all, does it tell you how many pixels to go? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Does it tell you what the angle is to go?
Yes.
Yes. Is it 90? Is it 90?
No.
No. So you just pay attention to it and they will give it to you. I'm going to show you one tricky one, guys. It's kind of interesting. You guys know what a diamond shape is?
Yes.
You do? Let's take a look at this diamond shape. Here it is. Is this a diamond right here?
Yes. That's a bell. Easy.
All right, everybody do this. All eyes up here, guys. We're going to try something just a little goofy. All right? All eyes looking straight up here. Now, I want you to turn your head at this angle right here. Like this. See this? Now I'm looking at it like this is the bottom. Right here. If you look at it, oh, guys, thank you for those of you who are listening. I know who's listening, by the way, by who's turning their head. If you're not turning your head, you're not listening to what I'm saying. And I'm only talking about important things.
I see B-E-L-L-E.
Check this out. If I turn this way, does it turn from a diamond to a what?
Square.
Who said that? You said square. Okay, you've given me, by the way, 2 really, really good answers today. I'm gonna go home remembering that because you've been so on top of it. Now, she's in the back of the room and she's giving great answers.
And you can barely hear.
That's awesome.
I can
That is a square. So we should treat it the same way. It's a 90-degree turn. Remember with that square we had a 90-degree turn?
Yeah.
And the pixels are all the same.
I'm still turning my
Okay.
head 20 degrees.
So, Raylan, would you go turn the lights on again? Thank you. All right, find where you left off. Nobody stands up. Put your headphones on in case there is a video. Raylan, turn the light on. And do check to see where you left off. All right, go ahead and resume. Yeah, that is really, I tell you what, you get that one.
I'm right here.
Wow, that is. Just a little bit, yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Oops. Here. Let's have a seat. Have a seat so we can check this out now. Make sure you follow the instructions. Now, yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay, now, hey, let's look at this. Okay, up at the, oops. Okay, up at the very top. Hold on. All right, this is a challenge. It says, first of all, the long sides are how many pixels? 150? The short sides are how many? Okay, so we don't want to put 100 and then put 50 because that does equal 150, but there's no reason to put two of them in there, right? What do you want to change it to? What do you want to change it to? Read what it says. No, the long line is how much? Oh, okay, stop right there. The long line is 150. And what do you have there?